Guys, like, if there is one recipe that I have created that I know, I believe completely that no one will ever say no to it, then it must be this my coffee cake. Like, the thought of making this coffee cake came into my mind when I was thinking of what to bring to you guys. Then I remembered I had this caffeine free coffee that I made in my last video, so I decided to use it to make this coffee cake, and it tastes so amazing. So I started with three medium-sized eggs. So these three medium-sized egg weighed 140 grams. Okay, then to that I added 140 grams of margarine, but you can use butter if you have butter. In Nigeria these days, mostly we use margarine because of the cost of butter. Then to that I added 160 grams of granulated sugar and 20 grams of milk powder. I went in with my hand whisk as usual, and again I went ahead to make sure that I whisk everything thoroughly so that everything is going to combine completely. Once I was done mixing the weight ingredients, just as you see, I measured out 140 grams of all-purpose flour, 3 grams or 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, then 25 grams or 3 tablespoons of coffee powder. Like I told you guys, I used the caffeine-free coffee I made in my last video, and that is what I'm just showing you guys in the video. Okay, like this recipe, you can also make it with your stand mixer or your any mixer you have, but in this video I completely use my hand whisk. Okay, so in case you don't have a mixer, you can still make this amazing recipe. Next, I went ahead and combined the whole dry ingredients together. I mixed everything together. Then I started sifting this dry ingredient into the wet ingredient that I just made earlier. And once I was done mixing and or combining the dry ingredient into the wet ingredient, I went in with 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, then half to 1 teaspoon of liquid browning. So you can use half teaspoon, you can use 1 teaspoon, fine. So I added the liquid browning, then I went in with my combo flavor. Guys, I made a mixture of vanilla, butterscotch, condensed milk and milk flavor, mixed thoroughly. Then I measured out half teaspoon, added it into the batter, then added half teaspoon of baking powder. So after adding the baking powder, I went ahead and mixed everything thoroughly. Like I always say, make sure that you mix your baking powder thoroughly so that your baking powder will not just go to one side of your batter and just pack itself there. Because if it does, it's going to give that part of the batter or your cake or the outcome or the result you're going to have, your cake is going to have kind of a bitter taste. So make sure that you combine everything thoroughly, just as you see me do in the video. And once I was done mixing everything, my cake batter was almost ready. Then guys, I went in with the last ingredient, which is my white vinegar. Guys, this white vinegar will help the baking powder to fluff up the cake and also make the cake come out moist. Yes, that is it. So I went in with half teaspoon of this white vinegar and make sure that I also mixed everything completely and thoroughly. So once I was done doing that, my cake batter was ready. I then greased my 6 inches round pan. I greased my 6 inches round pan, and I divided this batter into two parts. I added some of this batter into the greased 6 inches round pan, and the rest of the batter, about 149 grams or thereabout, I scooped it into the cupcake tins. Okay, I scooped them into 4 cupcake tins, just as you see in the video. So in the round pan, in the 6 inches round pan, I had about 465 grams of the batter, and the cupcake tins about 149 grams shared. So I baked this in my preheated oven at 150 degrees C for 60 minutes. That is for the round 6 inches pan, and for that of the cupcake, I bake at 150 degrees C for 40 minutes. Guys, oh my god, I don't need to hype this cake too much. You guys need to try this recipe, because they say that to see is to believe. Like, when you try this recipe, then you will come back with your testimony in the comment section. And oh my god, let me not talk too much. Just go ahead, try this recipe, and let me know in the comment section how it turned out for you. And I know it's going to turn out the best, guys. So if you love this video, don't forget to share, subscribe, follow, like. Thanks for watching. See you in my next one.